We're live, folks.
You with your stacked monitors, sir. To each their own.
I like it.
I'd rather
Wall
do this
Street be
than
babe.
this.
We
So-
is live.
This game, within the first couple minutes, you already knew what a game.
You knew, regardless, going into this season, that this was a game. Regardless of the numbers or how the rest of the season had gone, it was going to be a game.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm glad to see it's not disappointing, too.
I will say this Tennessee quarterback, he's showing out right now.
Real deal, man. That guy's got a freaking cannon, and he is reading them like a book.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not been more in the Heisman discussion. If this is consistent and this keeps up, I mean, this is the guy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, over 200 yards at the half. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
And despite
And-
the interception, he still threw for 2 touchdowns, too.
I know, and up until that point, he was perfect. Everything, nothing dropped. I mean, just
It's so
putting on a
hard to
clinic.
have the Heisman discussion this early in the season, in my opinion, because
Is
there's
it,
so
though?
much football to play.
Is it though? Because you already, I mean, people start. A lot of people develop, granted, but you can start to see the greatness flash in the people that have it. I mean, as I said, if this is not some just one-time showing out, and if this is him being consistent, I mean,
They've got the schedule to prove themselves.
you ain't told a lie.
Him especially. When does Bama play Tennessee? Ryan, do you know?
Oh
Let's take a
man,
little peek here.
you got that pulled up there. I was too busy checking the lines to see what they adjusted to it. The exact, because they adjust right at halftime again, then they don't move at that point for most of the books that you can go through, right? And it looks like everything is pretty much staying right at 3.5. I got a couple that are still doing the line at 4.5, but
Still in favor of Georgia, or are they starting to tip the scales now?
no, it's all still showing Georgia.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. I've been watching the game, and I just feel like Tennessee has been the better team in all regards of the game. They're pushing around. They're doing the stuff they want to do. They're running the ball. They're touching dimes out there. They're burning up these young guys. I mean, they just seem to be a little bit just that much more the whole game. That's why I think it's the way it is right now. It's 17-21 and not 21-21. So,
Speaking of spicy games, how about Georgia Tech?
Man, that one
loved
did me
it.
good. I got to watch that with the family there and had them all excited for that kick. I got my boy Frank. He's got his whole family at the game right now. He sent me pictures of the score after they rushed the field. That's pretty
Wait,
awesome.
is this Frank the Tank?
He is a version of the Tank, but not the Tank you're thinking of.
Ah,
He's old Three Toes.
old three
I
toes.
don't even know if I want to know that.
It's pretty
But
straightforward.
no, that game did my heart good. I think the stat is this is the first game that Georgia Tech has won and heads up against Clemson in 9 years.
It's like 8 or 9 years, yeah.
So that's hugely to be proud of. Of all the games, I know we've been giving a lot of crap to teams that rush in the field. This was a deserved rush of the field. I would 102% think.
This should have been, I would say, the first, possibly the second, just because, week 0, we did have some craziness kind of
True.
everybody hyped up. But this is, as you said, definitely a deserved. Let's rush the field. Let's celebrate. We earned this. This team needs this momentum. Because, this might be it. This victory right here might be what gets 1 or 2 hot shot recruits that get there next year. And Georgia Tech keeps building, and then we get to that time period where Georgia Tech is consistently a ranked team, and
Right, and you mentioned this early on the season is that the ACC is trying to shake things up. And to see a Georgia Tech win over Clemson is definitely shaking it up. And now, the conversation changes as we go forward. Obviously, you still have Miami and FSU and how they're going to land in all this. And unfortunately, Miami is not, or USF's not putting up the points I want them to against Miami right now, but it's only halftime, or it's
Well,
at
I
least
know.
delayed, right?
like I said, we've got some very good leadership there. So hopefully that halftime and any extra time that you have to motivate players and get them into the right headspace really comes out in their favor. I'm still going to lean in the Bulls' favor. I'm going to be like Vegas sticking with Georgia right now. That's the line I set, and I think that's how it plays out. Now, this Georgia-Tennessee game, if this quarterback keeps performing at the level that he's at, I think this is going to be a rocky top.
I mean, that's what I called this past week when we were taping. I hate it for Coach. I don't want to get a sulky Coach Snapchat later on.
It's coming if they lose this game.
And I hope he watches it so he knows that that's what he does.
Did you say they link to him to see this? He'd probably enjoy it, actually. Should get him in here to talk about it.
I wish he would, at least to get his feedback on it.
Now, we had the Auburn South Alabama game. Did either one of y'all catch that? Since we had,
I did, and I was not. Go ahead, Brian. Why don't you take that? You wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I just said that was a lot tighter than I thought it was. I mean, we talked about it in the episode. I was really hoping Auburn was going to come out and just beat the living crap out of somebody and have one of those signature statement games. Now, they won, and they won by, enough. But I was just wanting, Auburn to give me a 50-pointer. Just, come out there and just big old muscle up. But that's not what we got, man. I don't think they even played as well as they did last week.
No, it
really
definitely felt like once
that.
Auburn got the lead, they wanted to not lose.
Yeah.
And that's how they played the rest of the game.
Yeah. Nobody scored in the fourth quarter. So, that was a whole bunch of sarcastic ball, we'll say.
Yeah, it's got me worried. Obviously, next week against Oklahoma, you've got we'll call it a flash from the past for seeing Oklahoma and seeing Auburn's quarterback where he left to be up against them again is going to be interesting to say the least. I want to see him try and step up. I don't feel like he put up the numbers I wanted him to, like you said, because I'm with you. I needed to see Auburn decisively win, and instead we just got just enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's one thing if you score 31-15 against an SEC team, but South Alabama, a 1-2 now, South Alabama.
Yeah, if that was LSU, I'd be like, all right, Auburn, let's go. But it was not even close to that. So I was expecting, Bama got their signature big old bang, bang, freaking giant number game last week, and they had a really good showing today. Ty Simpson still just he's doing well. I hope he keeps improving like he's been. He's shown that he's the right guy for the job.
I was going to say the line looked a little better, too.
Mm-hmm.
They looked a little more in sync. People hitting how they're needing to hit right in sequence, too. I thought you were signaling something. I realized you were showing your wonderful koozie that you had there.
I just love them, man. I think these come out so good, and everybody should buy these.
Dude Bros. Helps your beverage stay cool.
It helps you stay cool, bro.
It's a very rare invention. It's one of a kind. You've never seen anything like it before.
One off.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch any of the Alabama-Wisconsin game. How did Wisconsin play? Obviously they scored a couple touchdowns, but
they did not look it wasn't the team I was expecting to show up. To be fair, they're in Tuscaloosa, but no, Bama just beat them in every aspect. Same deal. I think they only scored twice, and one of the touchdowns was in garbage time. But other than a run back on a kickoff return, they just did not look good. And Bama looked pretty good. We had a good showing on all levels. So what I really enjoyed and what I really noticed today was Coach DeBoer fired up. He was yelling, he was pointing, he was screaming, and it wasn't just at the refs. He was slapping guys on the ass. It was good.
Put headphones in. You're the reason it's echoing. I'm sorry to interrupt, Brian, but we've got complaints in the chat now, and that's what it is. And I muted everybody. I have Grant muted now. GB's muted, and there's no echo now. So it's you. Can you put in headphones to correct that?
You try something else.
Give me a thumbs up when you want me to put you back live there. Sorry about that, folks. But we do appreciate the feedback. So thank you for that comment. Let us get on track with where we need to be, and we'll keep it moving.
Let's see if this works. I'm plugged in. All right, test.
All right, now say some more.
Saying things.
Hello?
Hello.
Is it the same?
No, we're good now, it looks like.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I'm
Folks
sorry.
in the audience, leave a comment if there's any other technical issues. We'll address them shortly. So sorry to throw you off with that. I know you were getting all geared up there.
Oh yeah, I was deep in on DeBoer, but he that's what that was my biggest
like a
deal.
90s porno.
Ew.
Somebody's
how are
gonna
you
make a
feeling
nasty
watching this
meme.
Georgia team play Tennessee, knowing that y'all got them next week? Or actually, I guess that's in 2 weeks, right?
Let's see.
2 weeks.
That's I don't know. I think the Tide has been consistently gaining some momentum, so I think we might get a good game out of that there. But I mean, who knows? There's a lot of time left in this. Teams change drastically at halftime, as we saw in the Troy game.
Well, Kirby Smart is very good at the halftime adjustments. Well, I think we can all agree upon that. So, and he is very much
he's a tweaker.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean.
not a meth head. He makes things different. Yeah,
he's meticulous and adjusts the details in a tweaking fashion.
Yeah, and speaking of Troy, did y'all catch the Troy-Memphis game at all?
I did not catch any of that.
No, I did watch the highlights of that, though.
Nothing spectacular. You didn't miss anything. Troy got beat out 28-7 against Memphis, and at home, of course.
I did pick Memphis in the pick'ems, so I think they blew their wad last week.
I think they need to make a change in the. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
I was just gonna say it didn't seem like Troy could get anything going the whole time.
Well, I was gonna say I think they need to make a adjustment in the coaching level there. I think there's maybe a certain coordinator that isn't necessarily putting the X's and O's where they need to be, and I think that the failures that I've seen in Troy's execution have been not necessarily player deficiencies, but hey, you shouldn't have had these two same people doing this thing that leaves this area open. So now this guy gets it easy. Hey, you shouldn't have had three people blocking this guy for no reason. Now there's every time there was a play, it was because that happened. And it's hard for me to think that these players who have been drilling are, making the mistake of, hey, three guys going to hit the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? It's, I think it very much is some of the calling going out there that's not necessarily working out in their favor.
And doing DBs like that, don't it?
Sorry. Not trying to hurt any feelings.
No, as we've said before, I miss the good old days of Troy being undisputed Sun Belt champs and stealing some wins away from bigger teams. But after the showing today, I don't think that's going to be that team this season for sure.
That's there were some whisperings I saw concerning South Florida and the performance today dictating how they're going to be portrayed, because if they were, let's say, to get everything together and emerge out of here and be a clear winner, then that puts them in everybody's eyes as, hey, this is a contender. And they go from, what is it right now, a 2.9% chance of making it to hold on, I want to get exactly see what the up to the date. So the game, I guess this prior to the game, they were at
30-something% at one point.
Well, prior to the game, they were at 2.9. Right now, they're currently at 5.6% chance of making the playoffs projected. But I think if they were to emerge out of here with that, they're up there in your your Texas, your Ohio State, these things that are pretty much solid locks. People are safely putting some money in and investing in their CFB future pick.
Speaking of safe bets, did you end up pulling up what the spread ended up being for the Oregon Northwestern game prior to it starting?
Yeah, I
'Cause I
saw
know-
the end score of that was only there was 20 separated, and we were both thinking that it was going to be a lot more than that. So what did they end up? I'm curious myself.
Oh, let's
It
see.
ended
That
up being
was
Oregon 34, Northwestern 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the over-under was at 48.5.
Weird.
oh we.
I mean, Vegas knows their stuff sometimes, I guess.
Now it's funny because I believe week 2 the over under was like 55 for them. Is this going to be where the over under every week is? Hey, are they going to make 10 touchdowns or like?
Mm-hmm.
There's some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, speaking of where you end up ranking, so do we feel like Clemson has been fully exposed now? Do you think that they drop out of the top 25 completely?
Well, I'm pretty
Anti-Dabo.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of Clemson, and I think a lot of the stuff that they've tried to do, Death Valley, for instance, Tigers. I mean, the SEC's got enough Tigers. Nobody else even needs to bother trying to be Tigers at this point. They can.
We got too many Tigers. Too many
Tigers.
We really do. I don't know. That's why you really do appreciate those obscure schools that have we'll say, more fun mascots or names, because you're like, all right, Cleveland Town Bookends. That's one.
Yeah, it was
Corn frogs
interesting.
are
You're
pretty
talking
cool.
about coach motivation and Dabo being, or you were talking about DeBoer earlier and motivating Alabama. I thought there was a moment where Clemson was going to turn the tide, where Georgia Tech had gone for it on 4th down, deep in their own territory, and end up not getting it. And then Clemson gets a sideline warning because they come out on the field. Dabo's out there, and he's like, swinging his arms around like he normally does, like he's chopping wood or something. And but give it to Georgia Tech. They stood up and got a 3-and-out the next series of plays. But because they rushed onto the sideline, Clemson ends up getting the 15-yard penalty and pushes them back, and they're never able to convert. And that would have been the deciding factor to get them, I think, to push it over the edge. So, to your credit, Dabo, I think maybe went a little over the top. And if he had been a little bit more reserved, maybe the team wouldn't have thought it was okay to come out and rush the field.
Well, it's unfortunate because I think this is a double-edged sword, because I honestly believe that Clemson just isn't quite that good this year, and it's not that and it's flashed up on the screen the 2 championships you had. What was it, 16 and 18? And we're long years past that, and I don't know. I just and on the other side of the sword, I really think Georgia Tech is very good. They've been building that program. I preached that up in the episode. I think it was episode 3. We were talking about them, and they're one of those programs that have gotten some good recruiting. They've got some good coaching. They got a little bit of chingy-chings. So, things are starting to build for them. So, and I'd like to see them do well.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. I would like to see them do well. My grandpa was a closet Georgia Tech fan. I've always, the triple option was the thing forever with them. So everybody knew who Georgia Tech was. So it's just, it's good to see them playing real football, good players. And I haven't seen anything about any of their players, getting arrested for drugs or drunk driving or, any of that stupid shit. So it's just refreshing.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of
especially with this
there.
win, I mean, Georgia Tech doesn't really have anybody besides Georgia on their schedule the rest of the season. Maybe Pittsburgh, that's even going to really give them much of a challenge. So, I mean, they might come out the other end of this as, obviously being a playoff contender.
Absolutely. I think that's a very real possibility. That's one. Let's go ahead and see what that updates to. So prior to the game, Georgia Tech was 1.9% chance of making the playoffs. and now they're at a whopping 15.2% chance.
I was about to say it got to
That
be
is
at
a
least
jump.
double digits.
That's the river just turned in your favor. That's
Well, here, and I've got their schedule pulled up for the rest of the year. They got Temple at home, Wake Forest at Wake Forest, Virginia Tech at home. They got Duke. They got Syracuse, North Carolina State, Boston College. Pitt, I think, is, other than Georgia, the only other team on that entire schedule that could, honestly, if they play that kind of football, that's going to give them a game. So, and one of these programs could, turn
I
out in the
will
next
say
couple
Pitt-
weeks. But
Pitt's that's a solid program. They're getting a bit overlooked this year, I think. But everything that I've looked at, they're looking pretty.
Pause. Because the Pitt West Virginia game's live right now, and Pitt in the third quarter has only managed to score 3 points.
Oh,
West
really?
Virginia.
Whoa, I haven't looked at that. I will say they were looking solid prior, but maybe there's an injury or something.
Actually rolls Pitt no problem if they play like they did against Clemson today.
Yeah. So are you saying maybe Clemson isn't as bad as we're portraying them, and that maybe Clemson has just had the unfortunate circumstance of playing teams that are severely underrated up until the point that they face Clemson and show their face? You know what I'm saying?
I think that Clemson is exposed to not be a national championship contender, but I don't by any means say that they're an easy team. Certainly as an Auburn fan, I wouldn't want to play them. I wouldn't want tiger on tiger action and see how that would play out.
Yeah, you hate to see the cat on cat action.
Mm-mm.
Although, in reference to that, our boy from Missouri who had his little alpha male speech and gave the tiger metaphor and left a lot of people taking notes to try to follow the conversation. They showed out this past. They stepped up past week, and maybe there might be something there to the whole mentality of we don't need to worry about our English so much and let's just football.
I think that's universally been the case, though, has it not? That a lot of the majority of these players are coming from backgrounds where this is it, and education and proper dialect very low on the totem pole to get you where you need to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you go further into this, players getting more and more money with NIL, I think you're not going to see that problem correct itself. If anything, It will only exacerbate further. I will say the game is back on, so let's.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to be too rude. I am trying to keep a little bit of focus on there. I'll update on that. As we already said, as we opened up this halftime report, both quarterbacks have been showing out, and I will say the both offensive lines really seem to be moving the people the way they need to go. As I say, every time I say something, there's something that'll come up and contradict me right here. You know what I'm saying? But in that defense, that was the back. That wasn't the line's fault right there. Now, I'm looking forward to our special episode that we're going to do. One in terms of all the best, chants and all the best traditions like that. But also, I think we should reflect on the role that the stadiums do play in a lot of these competitions, especially when you consider these are the modern day coliseums. You have these huge arenas where tens of thousands of bodies come in there and form one living organism almost for these experiences. And the way they're designed really affects a lot of what the gameplay comes out to be. And that's where you get the true advantage in home games a lot of times. I'm just saying that because we're talking about the Georgia-Tennessee right here, and I'm looking at this field. And
yeah, I think a good example of that too, I've had the pleasure of going to Auburn's new basketball arena a couple years back. And the entire structure of that is built on top of, basically to be on top of the court. And there's really not a bad seat in the house, regardless of where you are. But it is. People talk about how deafeningly loud it is to play there. So if you got to go shoot your free throws in that arena, that's definitely the key factor that's affecting how those play out. So same case with football stadiums. You talk.
How about the Bills stadium?
Huh?
Oh,
I was going to say I thought you were about to transition to the Bills stadium, since that's like the
next year
newest thing in that vein, whatever that was. purposely designed so the visitor side is like 35 degrees colder, and gets the wind right in their face. And this is in a little bit of a cold place, that's ruthless. That's like, was it the Chiefs who had it where the opposing team was like always in the sun and significantly?
I thought that was the Raiders.
Hey.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it was the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, sure.
I will say that little division there, we're stepping up. I think this year everybody's pretty solid. As much as I hate to admit it, I mean, I always would prefer the Raiders to be uncontested, but everybody's looking solid this year.
That division got better. Yes.
Much benefits. So let's go back to the game for a second here. First and goal, we got Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, I don't think they're about to get it here. Are we going to think they're going purely for numbers here, or do you think Kirby in the back of his mind is still thinking, hey, I need to be churching Stockton up a little bit and keep us in this Heisman thing? Because, like I said, this is the week where that talk really starts. So, in that note, because I've noticed both teams a few times have made a pass play where they probably should have ran the ball. So, right here, for instance, are we going to make sure we get another TD stat on for him, or are we going to play it safe and put it right there in that, right up there on the guard's ankle?
I don't know if that benefits Gunnar Stockton. I think Gunnar Stockton needs a year where he can just play football, man. This is his first year as a starter. I think he needs some time to not have to deal with that shit and just let him play. And if it's something to talk about in 6 or 7 weeks, fine. But right now,
he needs. It's not. We're not talking about what he needs. It's because at the end of the day, it comes down to the program. Favorite football movie all time. You're not there to focus on making this player's life improve. This player, no matter how cool they are, no matter who super special they are, they're a cog in the machine of that program. Yes.
Well, I don't think that would benefit the team.
Best.
Sorry.
When's the last time you saw 50,000 people show up to see a goddamn chemistry experiment?
I'm just saying, I don't think that would benefit the team. It might benefit the organization and the university and all that, but I don't think that helps him. I don't think it helps the team win.
Yeah, I mean, we got Georgia putting it in there. Like I said, safe right there up the guard's ankle. So I will say because I've started to get probably a little too deep into this Heisman talk already, looking into personal interviews with each of them and all that. I think Stockton comes across as the most selfless individual that I've seen come out there, the one that is least trying to promote himself. And I don't know if he's resenting it or I get nothing like that. It just does not seem like he is particularly enjoying it or focusing on that. It seems like you said he is trying to, I'm just here to do football. I like football. I football,
Right. Yep.
So
I agree.
But that decision right there, Kirby doesn't seem to be forcing the passing too much. Now, Tennessee's that quarterback was hot, and they kept doing more and more, and then he did get that pick. I'm saying that might have been the play where maybe anyway, I think I don't know. That quarterback's coming out of nowhere. We'll see how this game comes out with him. They're getting on this next drive coming up here.
No, Georgia's up 24-21, new ball game.
Did you see? Yeah, that's what Vegas didn't move. I will say the last update of the line as we went into halftime. I didn't want to interrupt you because you were talking, but went to. They changed it back to 3. It went down to 1.5 for Georgia, and then right at the end it jumped right back up to 3 as the solid average line coming out there. And I do see one as high as 5.5 in favor of Georgia.
Dude, I wonder if in a case like this, you would be able to simultaneously, as we are talking, have maybe the game up in this other box here. Would that be possible?
We can, not through streaming like this. As soon as the YouTube channel has over 50 subscribers, we will be able to do that, where we can integrate and we can actually provide, nice color commentary on whatever's going on there. Now, we could, of course, circumvent that in a few ways, but I don't want to do anything that might put us on YouTube's naughty list,
Definitely not. Definitely, if you're watching this now, maybe share some of our content with some others, get those extra subscribers up so that we can bring you maybe a little more quality product as well. So we're not staring at Lane Kiffin's face this whole time.
And my little poor Mike. Yes, please subscribe to our channel.
Nah, this headphone, these are rocking. We're good with this.
Yeah, we are not multi-million-dollar paid analysts that you see on your screen. We are just regular people like you, and you are the reason that we are able to make these things happen.
So right now the stream is actually going through a laptop, but when we get to that higher tier, I'll be able to do it through the computer, and then I can basically be sharing my screen in real time and be pulling up there. So right now I can only put up images that I've preloaded prior to all of this, because it's
Copy
free
that.
tier.
I figured there was a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just to get everybody acclimated. This is the test week. Next week we'll really hit everything in stride, and we'll have a lot of the details ironed out. Like we got audio smoothed out. Had a little bit of issues. Appreciate any commentary.
Absolutely.
There is a Stephanie Myers out there that's contributing. She said we sound better, so I appreciate that.
What's up, Myers?
Thanks for joining, Myers.
Yeah. I thought he looked like he wanted to go there. He looked like he wanted to go.
Just catching these commercials, and no, there's something else.
Yeah, I was thinking if we're live streaming and those commercials are up too, that would be probably its own funny commentary as well.
You guys are watching those commercials, right?
Well, are you watching on ESPN? You watching on ABC? What are we doing? Because you got to think this is broadcast simultaneously.
I'm on YouTube TV's version, so it's probably taken from ABC, if I had to guess.
I'm on the YouTube TVs as well.
ESPN.
So right now I have FX's The Lowdown being promoted.
We have a beautiful stadium shot. I got to give it to Tennessee. I like the color pattern that they always do in the stadium. You got your whites and your orange sections. It's dynamic.
It pops, It really does.
And then there's this little bitty Georgia section over here.
I will say Georgia, though, as we know from personal experience, Georgia has some solid fans. They can be some rough fans if you get into the wrong parts of the tailgate, but they're solid fans all the way through and through. Most of them really friendly, though, no matter what jersey you're wearing.
Oh, I'd be curious to ask y'all, what fan base in college football do you find has been the most toxic? I'll start while you're thinking about that. For me, it was LSU.
I was going to say it's LSU undisputed.
We were at Jordan-Hare, and literally we were getting spat on, me and my mother, as we were leaving the stadium.
Your mother, no.
Yes, it was
no class.
Super classy. Now I do know some LSU fans that I would not put in that level, but I'm going to say it's the whole collective. Not the individual.
I'm kind of a closet LSU fan. I think that's pretty apparent out there. So I can't really hate on. I'm also a Raiders fan, so it's
not so closet Raiders fan.
There's no reason to be. We're a proud Raider nation, and we will always be.
All right. So what about you, Brian? Who's your most toxic fan base in college you've come across?
Just you guys nailed it on the head with LSU to start with, for sure. But to be fair, those Texas A&M fans are, the 12th man out there. They can get a little gritty.
Yeah, I will also say one that I think is kind of a sleeper if we're talking about this conversation would be West Virginia's got a pretty hardcore group of fans, and then they also, in terms of the traditions, they've got an epic being in the stadium experience, having that intro music that the players always come out to. That's their thing, and that's solid,
Burning down Morgantown, all that.
Man. Do you remember a time where there wasn't 90% advertisements during your football game?
Yes, but to be fair, I do remember the advertisements that were there. All, well, not all. I'd say the majority seemed to be almost like slapstick comedy, and they were truly entertaining.
Right,
because they were appealing to a very specific set of demographics, and the only thing that really overlapped all of these was this one particular angle that worked. And I mean, that carried up all the way through, the whole that whole campaign, right? Whereas now we have, they'll have amputees swimming with dolphins. They'll have Jesus giving a homeless person a hamburger. Then they'll have Matthew McConaughey driving a car, and it's you're like, what's the vibe? What mood am I in right now? Oh, football, okay. Whereas before it was always just football, beer, trucks, jeans, football.
A simpler time, really. A simpler time.
Manwich.
I could go for a manwich right now.
I'm saying I distinctly remember I forgot which year it was, but Manwich was pushing pretty hard. And I want to say they had an agreement with CBS. And so it was like every commercial break, there was a Manwich commercial. And it was the and it was probably the least appetizing way of presenting Manwich.
Like dog food.
Yeah.
I hate Manwich, so yeah, I had to watch that, and then my mom would make that shit. Oh, I hated it. Give me the real. Oh no, Manwich, no. Sorry, if we get.
Are you reacting to the drop there, dude?
Yeah, I was.
Ahead?
I just saw the quarterback get stuck by a certain Mr. Wilson, one of the premier workhorses of the Georgia defensive unit.
Yeah. Is that number 52? 52?
You got what, 52, 3, 9. I mean, there's 8. He's a quick little dude when he wants to be. He's really the only one in the secondary that I've seen kind of slows down sometimes. I need to have a talk with that young man. Some motivation.
I just saw
Coach,
a score update. Iowa State and Arkansas State is a 1-touchdown game in the third quarter right now.
Oh,
on that note, did you happen to check the Colgate game and see how that won out?
Oh, I think it was pretty decisive.
Well, right. But I'm saying Syracuse came up by 42 points, so they didn't cover the ending line that Vegas was putting out there. So I'll give it to the Colgate. Maybe they had a couple dozen show up, and that rallied them to put some points on the board, because they were not projected to put any points on the board, and they ended up putting up 24.
Good for them.
Yeah, speaking of Colgate University, earlier today we taped our Beer Fest episode, and I come to find out that the Broken Lizard Troop, all Colgate University alumni themselves.
That was a nice tidbit. Yeah. Thank you for that little piece of knowledge.
Yeah. Just pocket that for later.
Yeah. I think probably should make a short with that story and promote the full episode there. People probably like that. It's a good little snippet.
Yep. I just need one piece of the puzzle.
Yes. The cheese.
And a mouse.
All right, so now I'm curious. Okay, so who's got the ball from what you see at this point? Because I feel like I'm on like a 2-minute delay.
I'm on a commercial right now. It's delicious DiGiorno pizza popping
Georgia's got the ball.
In the oven.
Georgia.
Yeah, I've got Georgia just got the kick, or got kicked too. We're pumping up Stockton. Now we got an Affleck commercial. So I feel like I'm behind y'all a little bit here.
I got a Papa John's commercial now. We got a theme going. I got Aaron Rodgers promoting DoorDash. Still on the food theme, I suppose.
I saw Walton Goggins is heavy on the Walmart advertisements now.
Walton Goggins, he was in like 40 commercials this year promoting all kinds of products across the board. I feel like I would not be surprised if I saw him on a tampon commercial, like
seriously, which makes me wonder, you wouldn't see your super high caliber actors stooping down to that level, but he just really doesn't give a crap. He's like, I'm going to make some money while I'm riding this train, is what it seems like to me.
Well, I I would do something like that, but I would do products that I did enjoy, or I would never stand behind something that I don't endorse, or that's, part of something that I view as bad, or, whatever there. But I would certainly be open to doing whatever thing, like, if there was like diapers that I was endorsing and I had the babies that use the diapers, well, yeah, these are good diapers. Keep that ass dry, whatever.
My baby wears these diapers.
Yeah.
I don't want to cross over to too many different Dude Bros avenues real quick, but while I'm thinking about Walton Goggins, I know you've got Fallout Season 2 will be coming out later on this year in December, and I would love to get some feedback from those that are watching the stream or that catch it later on. Is that something you're interested in us maybe diving a little bit deeper to? I mean, all of us have got also our gaming background, are very familiar with Fallout. I'd be curious to see if you want the Dude Bros to dive a little bit deeper into that series when it comes back out. Maybe do a summary of the previous season if you're on the fence about it, and then dive into the next one.
That could even be maybe something that because I think Rista was talking about doing some gaming stuff, and we could have maybe a gaming rewind kind of crossover type thing with that.
Yeah,
that might be fun there. And
definitely.
maybe that's when that gets launched. That'd be good too.
Yeah, I'd love to get the feedback from the viewers on what their thoughts are of that.
So I hate to gloat on it, but since I have a commercial for the second right here, how about them Indiana Hoosiers?
Hey, let's go.
73 unanswered points.
Let's go.
Gracious.
Let's go.
So that was an easy call. Put your money down. I hope anybody listening did.
We both pitched them up. I'm
they delivered them. Hoosiers,
big points.
What does the rest of their season look like too?
I think we're absolutely going to see Indiana in the playoffs.
They'll be in the playoffs.
Unless nope, I'm going to stick to that. I think we're going to see that. I don't think
they made it last year.
I think there would have to be a tragedy to prevent that at this point.
They've got a pretty big game against Illinois, the Fighting Illini, coming up, and they got to play Oregon as well. So,
we had talked about that in episode 3, I think. I don't know if we touched on the Oregon game so much, but we actually were saying Oregon had the Powder Puff schedule, and their big challenge would be Indiana.
That's true. That's true.
Brian was saying, "Hey, don't sleep on these boys." I was like, "Oh yeah, they're fed on corn and cheese, or which they are."
And then they've got Penn State as well, who I've yet to be convinced one way or the other on Penn State yet. So we'll see how they fare a little bit later on.
That's one of those teams that I've kind of always feel. Or maybe that's just from my frame of reference in this living in college football, since I haven't been alive for the 150 years or 130 years, however you want to accurately measure it, But I feel like Penn State is a team that is always put up there, and I never think they're worth anything at all. And then most of the time they're not. But every now and then they surprise me, and they make me look like a fool because I'm discounting them. So I'm trying to not have that bias up against them and just judging them off of what I see. And what I see is nothing exceptional, but nothing that's too shoddy. They look like they're a pretty clean unit. Everyone's doing what they need to do. And it's just kind of, you're not really going to see how sharp that sword is until it's really up against something,
Right. And today is not that day. They're late in the third quarter now. They're up 31-0 against Villanova. So I think they will have that one in hand. But in 2 weeks, they've got Oregon. Saturday, September 27th. These will be when a lot of, I think, questions get answered with the Indiana, Oregon, Penn State discussion.
Now, we got some other games going on, too. I'm trying to see what the Pitt, West Virginia, we already talked about. Connecticut, Delaware, that's a pretty close game right now. I don't know if any of y'all are catching that. That's a 3-point game. Delaware's behind by 3. It's 38-35, and they've got the ball, minute and 15 left on the clock.
Oh, they got them a game over there.
Absolutely. But, I mean, to be fair, we've got us a game right here. We called that 2-3 minutes in. We're like, oh, this is about to be a shootout.
And they seem to have been boggled up here.
It's a good display. And, the honest thing is, it's not like either defense is really making any egregious mistakes and really looking silly. It's that both offenses, they're stepping up where they need to. And I think both teams probably had more of a pep talk with their defense than anything, saying, hey, this is what's going to be the determining factor right here, whichever defense is stepping up. And I think probably Georgia has the edge if we're going D against D,
Oh, Kirby,
pull out the
never
ruler,
count him
their
out.
D's better,
Yeah, history will put the defense in Georgia's favor always.
That does seem to be the case, no matter who they got showing out there, whether it's no Sean Moreno, or what they always tend to have a solid D that's holding it. But once again, this Tennessee QB, I haven't been delving too much into him. I'm definitely going to do a deep dive here over the next few days as he throws a pick.
Oh, geez.
Every time I say something positive, I just won't. I won't jinx the poor boy anymore.
I'll see it like 30 seconds.
When they interviewed his father, right? And I remember his father was saying that he was very thankful to Nico because him leaving for UCLA was the best thing to ever happen to his boy. I'm like, what a savage dad! Way to promote your son, because that's a funny enough clip where people are going to repeat it. I mean, you got us repeat it right here. I'm sure you'll see that over many highlights. Probably a certain short, bald man that talks really aggressively. We'll talk about it here. Matter of fact, y'all want to have a fun wager on that one? I bet he brings it up.
I'm still waiting for this pick. There it is.
Oh,
that's how much of a delay there is for me right now.
Oh, so Ryan, are you on the same note as GB?
Yeah, because he just got picked on my screen.
Well, then I will not spoil the things, and I will just start counting in my head if something cool happens. Keep everybody on theme.
Each team always has, especially on the defense, they always have, whatever the trophy is that you earn whenever you have the big play. I respect Georgia's, the
for the interceptions and for theirs is the one with the spikes and all that on that. That's pretty cool. Very reminiscent of a certain Raiders as they were based in Oakland.
Gosh. Yeah, I don't think you could see a Georgia game without some spiked pads somewhere. Some fans out there holding it down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So two
Frazier. Wait, hold on real quick. I want to talk about Frazier Jr., right? I've been seeing him for a while. I remember following him when he was still in high school. I saw a few highlights on the old YouTube, and I was like, this kid's going to end up something. And then he's at Georgia. I'm like, I'm going to see this kid. And I'm seeing him right now. I think he's that's a player to watch. And especially if he can go through this season, especially not getting injured, I think he will absolutely be an NFL boy, hands down.
Just got to stay healthy.
That's the thing, because he's not got the biggest of frames. That's why I'm saying he's got to, and he's a little risky, like, which I fucking love. I love when people are putting their bodies on the line, because that's when it comes down to it, you are at this point now, you're getting money to play this sport, to play this passion, and people are enjoying it enough that is what your livelihood is. And it's not going to be forever. So why not leave it all out on the field every time?
That's why I really like Scattaboo, the running back last year.
Yeah.
That kid just, his whole heart and soul went out in that game. And it just, it obviously didn't go the way everybody wanted it to for him. But, the Giants picked him up, and I haven't got to see him play this year, but I hope he's doing well.
Right. Now, do we you're about to see a field goal here.
It's like you can tell the future.
I know, really. You must have cable. You get the direct line.
I will say the Trojan game today, I was hoping for a little bit more out of that, because the line, I think it had another Tigers, it had them by 4.5 points. And
that was it.
Yeah, and they showed up. They put 21 up on the
Mhm.
TROJ. We are
Solid kick we just saw there by Georgia. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
In episode 3, we had talked about the Huskies. You were talking about how Washington was doing now that they've lost several key players and their coach, and how they'd show up against Nebraska. I don't know if you caught any of that. I tuned into that, and then I tuned right out because that game was very clear. It was 59-7 at the end, I believe.
Oh man.
Might have just been 59-3, but I believe it was a touchdown that they did manage to put points on the board. But it was in the first quarter, Nebraska had the B squad out, and you're just like, oh, okay,
That's bad.
yeah. So I would say almost the whole game was definitely not played with starters. So a great development game, which means this next week coming up, you're going to have a lot of really fresh legs, and then the depth also has that experience, which gives you that extra confidence factor there. So Nebraska might be somebody to watch this upcoming week.
You hate it for a program like Washington for them to, basically fall from being in the best position they've probably ever been to just dropping to an absolute low that quickly,
Yeah.
But such is the game. Such as we've seen the aftermath
Such is life.
of Saban leaving as well, and how that's gone, and DeBoer's trying to make statements right now.
It is nice to see when you have a coach, particularly one that's been there for more than like a complete flop, more than a year or so, who's been there, kind of established a program. These are the recruits they brought in, and then they depart, and the program doesn't fall apart. That's definitely the exception to the rule. But when you still have some consistency, I would actually say LSU might be a team that they don't necessarily didn't stay at like national championship status and whatnot, but they, if anything, got better after they lost a certain riverboat gambler that was for a while there. That was a big fan.
Oh,
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
TIGAZ.
There is no better coach for LSU than him.
I liked Les Miles, man. Les Miles.
Well, okay, yeah. I'm saying as far as who embodies that LSU fighting spirit. How does that sound?
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Incoherent fighting spirit.
Yeah, it sounds like he just got in from the boat from going alligator hunting and shit, man. I mean, that's the guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe not alligator hunting, but he was at least on Lake Pontchartrain in the last 24 hours, doing something.
Right.
I did like Les Miles though for the years that he was there. Eating his grass and
that. Like I said, that was what kind of made me into really liking the LSU program, and it wasn't just because of the show-out years. It was because of the bad times. It was the coach personality. It was the players. I mean, arguably, the Joe Burrow National Championship, that squad was probably the most energetic football team that I've seen in all of my years. Like anytime the camera's on them in the locker room or whatever, like they were always putting on a show. On the field, off the field. Oh my God!
I like
Aguilar
your delay.
again.
You timed that out pretty well. That was pretty close.
I was counting in my head.
That was a good one.
They're going to let him have it too because he kind of pushed off a little bit, but it looks like they're going to let him keep it, so that's good.
But once again, I feel like every play at this point, especially with how they keep adjusting it, every play you can have the flag, right here on the tip of your fingers, waiting.
Got to let the boys play. That's good.
You really
that was a good
do.
Touchdown.
I love them overalls. I wish,
But back to Les Miles just for a moment. I'll say he reminded me a lot of and it was along the same timelines of, the Mark Richt years at Georgia, where you had both of these teams are winning teams, and having solid seasons, but they never could quite make it that extra step because there was a certain program in Alabama that kept messing that up for them. But they were still, look at somebody's puffing their chest up. Yeah,
what program is that? We're talking about the year the Jags came into the program, right?
But I like those coaches. I like those years. Obviously, as an Auburn fan, I like the Tuberville years. I feel like it's along the same kind of veins of coaches and programs that you could get behind. But I don't think it'll ever look like that again.
I've been saying that I think we might get a peak. I think we'll have some rule changes, not this year, but at the end of next year, and then I think we have potential for there to be somebody to establish themselves and puff their chest out, rightfully so, and go ahead and grab enough territory where they can hold on to the hill for a little bit. I see maybe Brian, it looks like he has some predictions there, even though they might be outlandish, but
You shut your whore mouth.
Whoa.
We're all a little whore. And what does Gam say? She's like, we all a little whore ourselves or something like that.
We're all whores sometimes, Mr.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yeah. In our own ways. Yeah, I'm excited about Beer Fest coming out these next 2 weeks. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm happy that Coach and Forrest got in on the game too.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when you get the kind of exterior dude bros coming in there into the mix, get them kind of wider base, varied opinions. You really, really do love that, man. I really appreciate everything they've contributed significantly.
And hope they enjoy seeing themselves on their phones. Don't worry,
I can't wait.
I'll paint y'all in a good light. Don't worry.
Sorry about that. I had to respond to the chat.
I was about to say, this is kind of reminding me of some old school Georgia versus Alabama games, where you go back and forth. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this. This is good.
They're going tit for tat, man. Tit for tat.
What the SEC brings, folks, okay? That's the kind of quality programming you want to see on television.
That's why I rock my SEC boxers, with the supreme SEC god on the phallic region.
Available in our store.
Just like these very cool koozies.
Store. If you haven't gone on there recently, the dude is keeping it well stocked with some. Yeah, obviously I love the shirts that have come out. This is a quality shirt too, and that's something like where the girls go to school. I bought one of the school's collared shirts recently, and that thing ripped the first time I washed it. Ripped.
So I have said that I've tried to only go for products that I can at least, something that I would in fact wear, something that I would enjoy. And
so, you have my vote, sir.
Now I will also say there was a. You got the navy version of that color, right?
I did. Mm-hmm.
I really liked the royal purple on that as well. And I actually got some feedback in that I got another design sent that we might incorporate into the store. And it's same basic stuff, but there's a little more like gold trim and stuff added just to jazz it up a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, this, if LSU gets really hot, I'll definitely cop this right here because that's
closet LSU.
I mean, but at the end of the day, I've always told you I will be supporting the SEC, and LSU is very much a key component of the SEC. I know we've been adding players and expanding, and we want to have this super mega conglomerate multinational conference or whatever, but they're part of what you undisputably think of SEC, no matter how much of a traditionalist you are.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you see the trajectory of the conferences going to? I mean, do you think it kind of turns into less and less conferences to kind of make it a north versus south, east versus west ultimate finish? Or do you think we've kind of dug our lines in the sand now and we just kind of pick up the stragglers?
I think that it will slowly shift and we'll have maybe 5, hopefully, but realistically probably 4 powerhouse conferences, and then there will be kind of a B league that's under it, and there will probably be some weird rules, like if you played a year or 2 years in the B League, it doesn't count towards your actual college football eligibility. So you'll probably have people that maybe don't necessarily go all the way to the NFL because they can make a fine salary and play, 9 years of college football and make several millions of dollars and then decide where they want to go, which is definitely going to be changing the sport entirely.
The 38-year-old starter has entered the game for Georgia. His wife and kids are watching.
That actually brings me to a really cool thing that I wanted to say. One of our shorts scheduled for this upcoming week is coming out, and it's supposed to highlight a gentleman that attends we were just talking about LSU. And I want to verify the stat because I don't want to besmirch his name by any.
While you're looking that up, I just want to comment that they just showed some pregame footage of the LSU-Florida game, and they're already going at it, which I don't know if they've paid them or poked them or prodded them into making that happen, but that's good stuff. That's going to make viewers tune in for sure to see how that plays out.
That's what you want to see, that is. And as I believe, were the one who mentioned in our episode 3, or it might have been episode 4. I don't even know where we're at now. But
I was going to be impressed if you remembered, but go ahead.
I want to say it was in episode 3. You were coming out and saying that why not make it the best show? Yeah, last week might have been the best show you've ever seen, but this week, the best show you ever seen coming down.
This is a damn good show we're getting with Georgia, Tennessee right now.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually mirroring it out right here, so I don't have to only look right here, and the delay will probably time up with y'all because I just saw a nice snag, but what I saw be on the snag was the work to get the yards after.
Right.
And that's what you love.
We got a 1-point game in the fourth quarter. That's what
right.
you want, man. Well, the viewer does. The teams probably don't, but
yeah, the teams want the 50-point game in the fourth quarter. I'm already sitting on the sideline.
Well, this one might go down to the end. We'll see here in 14 minutes and 21 seconds.
But in reality, probably an hour and 15.
Yeah, it'll be like we'll be sleeping already.
Oh my goodness.
What a beaut.
That yards after was pretty impressive.
Told you.
Humphrey, huh? Impressive.
So right here, I'm going to put on the screen. You see that? So that gentleman there, he is a 66-year-old freshman attending Louisiana State University because his life dream was to play in the LSU band. And you know what? He is now the oldest member of the LSU band. And that is wild to be your goal to be the LSU marching band, and you make sure that you make it. Like, I know it's kind of corny, but I hope that like his grandchildren are proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure. Because you wonder, okay, so did he have the musical inclination already, or did he have to work his way up to it, and it took this many years before he could finally enroll?
No, he retired. So he's 66 years old. He retired at 65 and then immediately enrolled in LSU to pursue this and, get fresh on his he plays the tuba, I believe. And that's, like I said, that's super cool. That's, what? I lived my life. I had my kids. There's this thing I always wanted to do. I'm going to commit to it and go do it.
So if you could retire and go back to any one particular university, which university would you go to?
I would probably go to Cornell, and they have a specific program. I've gotten accepted into it 3 times, but I never chose to go through with it. But they only accept 12 people, like I said, and the whole premise being that you are developing ways of growing plants in outer space, growing plants in zero gravity orbits, and the goal being terraforming different areas, creating habitable spaceships, all that stuff. And that's something that I like when I can have a challenge or when I can have something that forces me to learn something. That's why I like college football, because there's new stats all the time. You're constantly seeing new people learn stuff. So it's constant information for me to take in and reassess and analyze and all that.
Well, here comes Georgia.
Yeah, here they come right here. We'll see. I'm going to
Barking
predict
at the
a
door.
pass. I don't know. Stockton, as we've gone into the fourth quarter, he seems like he's losing it just a little bit to me. He doesn't seem to be as kind of in the pocket anymore. He seems to be drifting a little bit, kind of leading, whether that's on a handoff or on a throw. Are we thinking pressure's getting to him?
He just tired, boss. He just tired, boss.
You said Stockton's a freshman?
No,
First year starter.
First year
His
starter.
first year being out there, but he's not a freshman.
I don't know. I think he's learning on the job here. Like I said,
Little OTJ training.
Oh yeah. I won't say he doesn't seem sure of himself because some of the passes he's made tonight were absolute dimes. So I think he's got to find a way to stay in it all the time, especially if they want to win games like this. See, that was not a dime. That was the opposite of a dime.
We've got a thing. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about these quarterbacks live because right afterwards they're either throwing picks or missing touchdown passes.
Right.
Or maybe somebody pays us to do that. They put a lot of money on one team, and then we just church up the opposite team's quarterback the whole time, you know?
You're doing fine.
I could have made a lot of money in the Tom Brady days. I would have been enthusiastic about that job. But kudos to him staying fully football. You know, I think he's so wired into that. I don't think his life can exist without being part of the football realm. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that really get so dialed in that's you got to do it, or you just stop existing because your body, your mind can't function the other way.
And he's not bad announcing at all. I think he's really stepped into his own as well.
Yeah, there was. I will say, was it his second game that he was calling? I did kind of like we're doing right now. I made the comment that anybody he said anything positive about, literally the next play, had a horrible mess up. You know, I've been watching him for a few years. He keeps it pretty fumble. You know, like like I don't know. Yeah, he's always a solid missed block.
Well, he's part of your Raiders now, so.
Well, gentlemen, I might have to catch the last part of this game off the stream here momentarily. I've heard various thundering, slamming noises coming from above my head, so I have to investigate into what that is. No one's crying yet, though, which is a good sign, but lots of loud feedback.
Okay. Well,
are y'all going to be staying in for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with this. I'm locked in. We're talking.
All right, gentlemen. If I can break back in and jump back in, you'll see me get up in the queue, okay?
Later, Gator.
Yes, all right, gentlemen.
Cheers, my friend.
Dude, bros.
I'm sneaky, like squirrel.
This has been a great game, truly.
Oh no, I don't usually enjoy watching Tennessee do anything, but
ouch.
I mean,
sometimes I forget that you are the bitten by the rabid disease that is the Crimson Tide fever.
I didn't get to smoke my cigar last year. It really pissed me off. I bought a nice one too. I spent like $20 on a cigar, you know. And that's a nice cigar for me. Yeah, I'm not spending $500 on a Cuban. You can get out of here for that. But you know,
I will say, since we're on college football note, Joe Burrow probably has one of the most iconic. I am smoking my victory cigar. Like I'll throw that into a video probably every now and then. That's just so.
That was his MJ moment, man. You know.
Yeah, I did it. This is.
Yeah. And he did.
Like I said, that was the team, as the kids today would say, that has all the riz. You know, those, and as you may want to mention, you've got arguably the best receivers in the NFL right now.
Yes,
we're that team. That's
all he had to do was here you go. Here you
How
go.
cool would it be to line that up again to get like Burrow, get his
Oh,
boys back in there on the Raiders or something? That'd be pretty cool.
hey, you never know because Joe wants to win, and he's got that. He's got kind of almost that Troy Aikman mentality to him, where
Mhm.
he's studying the
Absolutely.
game and he's going to call people out on their bullshit, and he wants players around him that want to win the same way. So he's got one of his homies, and he's been there for a while. And Jamar is phenomenal. I mean, that post route, he's been beating people with that for years and years and years. That is his bread and butter. And if you can beat people on the post route every time, you're going to make a lot of money playing football. You know what I mean? So I like Joe Burrow as a quarterback. I think he's very, very good. I got to watch him beat up on everybody, down in LSU.
We got a great
That is
pass coming up here. Watch this.
oh, let's see here. Going on my
Followed by a
Burrow tangent.
phenomenal run. Oh my God. Watch. So you got a great pass coming up, and then there is a absolutely textbook blocking scheme coming up from the Tennessee offensive line. I mean, that I thought that I was watching, mid 2000 Pats right there. They were smooth. They didn't create a gap. They didn't create a hole. And this is just this drive right here. I will not say any more. You watch this play out, folks. We have an epic pass play. We have a solid run. Then we have another epic pass play to stave it off there. We got Braylon Staley with a 32-yard touchdown catch. I'm telling you, this quarterback is absolutely lacing them where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I said Stockton, he's looking a little shaky. This guy seems like he's dialing in more and more and more.
Yeah, he's throwing darts, man.
Because, that's – and to the credence,
there's the
all
run.
Receivers are running their routes perfectly, and that line is holding the blocks as it needs to. This is a solid output from Tennessee right now.
They're
SEC,
playing fast. Yeah.
Showing out SEC. Ooh-wee. Don't discount Georgia, though. They got some speed on them ends.
Another dime. Look at him. Yep.
Told you.
Mm-hmm.
Staley, right? Yeah. Number 14, Staley.
That's
solid pass right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say he's one of the boys. I thought about doing a short on that. Like, you got to consider there's only so much time I can devote to each thing. But I always try to preview each team that's relevant before the games and whatnot. He was one of 4 of the athletes there that were standout players. They're kind of workout captains. They're the ones who are, as GB likes to bring up Tebow, they're the ones who are going there voluntarily. Hey, I'm staying in the weight room right here. Hey, we're doing this extra thing. Hey, it's our off day. Why don't we run some routes, throw the ball around, stay a little hot, stay fresh? That's
right.
So he's probably somebody there too, because he's got a little bit of time. I believe he's a sophomore. Let me look that up real quick. But I want to say that he is a sophomore, so he's got some time to grow there too. And if I'm correct on that, we will absolutely see that boy become something.
Well, that's deadly when you can retain your players instead of losing, your bangers in the portal and all that. And
they're classifying him as a freshman still because he had 1 year where there was no. So we got a lot of time. This player is he's going places, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I mean, he's averaging 7, almost 8 yards a catch this season so far, and this is him stepping out. He played a little bit in 2004, but not enough to affect any eligibility. He was in for 1 game, got 3 catches, 21 yards. Solid 7-yard average.
Yeah, it looks like Staley's up to 6 catches, 51 yards. Mm-hmm.
That's this game. That's 8.5 or so average. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Matthews is having a good game too.
So what's your take on this Dr. Pepper FanDuel campaign? They've been running for a few years here now.
I got to tell you, when it first started, I thought it was just cheesy, and I did not like it at all. But it grew on me like a fungus, man, because they fully committed. They 100% dived in, and then it started to get that little cult following, and now it's like, all right, what you got? What's the new one? And I really enjoyed one of the older ones was like when the transfer portal started becoming a real big thing, and it was like
Right.
the quarterback's about to get sucked into the vortex, and it's yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Great.
so
Great.
no,
It's
I very much turned the page on that. I love those commercials now. I think they're hilarious, and it was like you were saying. Um, how the commercials just turn into buy this and eat this and here's give us money, that kind of crap. But they're having a lot of fun. That makes me chuckle. It doesn't necessarily make me want a Dr. Pepper, but I think those are funny.
yeah, like you said, they fully lean into it. And
Yeah.
honestly, they've been trying some new flavors like the blackberry, all that kind of stuff. None of that's in any way
Yeah.
appealing to me, but I am
No.
appreciating that had campaigns behind them at least.
Correct. Yeah, same. I will drink a Dr. Pepper once or twice a year just to kind of change stuff up, but that is not my go-to if I'm craving some soda pops, which I try not to drink too many of those anyway.
It's good for you to not.
No, very bad. Don't drink too many of those.
For sure. What an incredible game, man.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is what I wanted. This is what you hope to see.
Oh man.
And we've still got more football coming in. We're still early in the football gaming today, because you got to think throughout the night. Let's see, we had yeah.
I mean, hopefully we get to see the end of South Florida, Miami. They're obviously on the delay right now. South Florida's sitting at 3, not doing as well as we thought they were going to, but maybe that's why they got the delay. I don't know. Miami's sitting at 14. Let's see. I am excited to see this Arkansas Ole Miss game. We were talking about Lane Kiffin recently. Also talking about Arkansas recently. How
Soo-wee.
Those poor piggies. It's been a rough go for some time for them, but they, got the old coach back, got him in there calling some stuff. But can Lane Kiffin's defense do anything about it? Because we know they're going to score 102 on whoever they play, just about, unless it's, a top tier defense team. But what are your thoughts on Arkansas this year? Because I honestly, I've got a diehard Arkansas fan at the office I work in.
I mean, we've talked about that. I think I will absolutely be looking to see what that quarterback's putting out.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot to prove to me, but I will not discount them. I will not put them out. I will say what I am probably most excited about after the Arkansas Ole Miss game. Well, it's at the same time, but then kickoffs shortly thereafter. It's you got the Florida LSU game combined with Texas A&M at Notre Dame. Those, like I said, these are every game we talked about are decisive games that really dictate the rest of the future. For instance, we saw what Clemson did today. That absolutely did not signal to the world, hey, we are CFB all the way. We are playoff bound. This was not what they needed to put out. And this was the mark that they made.
Well, and Vandy's got SC.
That's true very well. We got Vanderbilt. That'll be, I think they kick off 15 minutes after the other games I just mentioned there. They're at 6:45 kickoff, I believe. But
that is correct, sir.
We got some later games. You always got the West Coast games coming out there. BC at Stanford, and then Minnesota at Cal, which people are probably writing those out a little bit. I mean, Minnesota's a team that has a long history if you're talking the full scale of college football, but nothing so relevant right now. But I think we'll see them end up coming out of this game right now. The line only has them up by, I think, 2.5 points, but I think you get a solid touchdown or even more that you'll see out of them put up on Cal this evening. That'll be my late night college football for me, not being on the West Coast, which on that note, Monday night is going to be a long one because we got the Raiders game there, which I don't even think kickoff's not until like 10 o'clock at night.
Oof. That's a tough one.
Oh, them Tennessee fans are loving this.
Sackaroonie.
I will say I have seen many fan shots this game that are all which you would see in the highlight reels. We've got a very, very enthusiastic crowd right now. I can only imagine how loud that stadium is getting because every time they flash to it, there's nothing but people that are fully involved in this.
They're fired up in Rocky Top, brother. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that might be it. That might be, sir.
I'm watching. Shut up. Ooh. Boy, Tennessee is playing like they want it bad.
So my juju does not only apply to quarterbacks, it also applies to the stands. So if I say that everyone in the stadium is enthusiastic, that means they are all about to be very, very sad instantly.
I mean, right now they're standing up all the way to the nosebleeds. So
I will say all of my predictions hold true, but any of my active commentary immediately alters. But if I say it's going to happen, it still happens. But if I say it's happening, it changes. But no, that was just, see?
And Tennessee's ball. That's tough.
Moving how they need to be. Like you said, they're playing like they want it.
They sure are. Those boys are playing hard.
And so right now we're entering in. There's 8 minutes and change left on the clock. It's a 5-point game. Tennessee has the ball. Now we're going to get into the technical aspects. This is where everybody's got to be dialed in. Can't have anybody jumping off sides, no false starts, no personal fouls, no targeting. Everybody's got to be making sure their P's and Q's are where they need to be. I's dotted, T's crossed.
In the same breath, if your quarterback is about to take a sack, fumble, you throw the hold in and you freaking stop the guy. Take the penalty,
You got to
Don't
know
let him
when to
smash
hold
your
him and know when to
QB.
hold him.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
John Madden said that.
Yeah, a couple times, I think.
Oh, my gosh. This is a game, folks. This is absolutely a game.
Flag? What happened this time? He mad. He mad.
Technical game, I'm telling you.
He mad. Boy, those boys on Tennessee's line are some big boys.
I got a commercial right now. So Tennessee, I think they're going to lean into that ground game a little bit. You got to melt the clock. You've got 5 points on them. You're confident at this point in time that your offense is still going to be able to go down there and get you some more points. So let's take as much as we can from here to ensure there's not enough for Georgia to get not 1 but 2 scores on there. That also involves not messing up this drive. You're going to see a lot of in the trenches, straight up the gut.
Yeah.
College football, baby.
Let's go.
I am super excited about this. Super, super excited.
Very good game.
100%. It's back on for me, of course. Running straight up the middle.
Oh, yeah. They're feeding the rock. They've
got to get there. They've got to get it at least close enough to put a field goal on the board, put some more points, keep that momentum going. They didn't get the first.
What you gonna do?
Oh, their kicker's pretty deep, pretty solid. He'll hit that.
Oh, he just got walloped. All right, Georgia, what you gonna do? Man, that head coach over there, Heupel, was looking a little sweaty-faced.
Little sweaty face, he says.
Yeah, his cheeks are getting puffy.
So, yeah, I enjoy observing the college football coaches because they are each and every one of them individually a character, and they have always been that. I don't think you're allowed to have that job unless you can put on a show of some sort, even if it's a very like Jim Tressel, like your sweater vest and you're just that's still the character that's locked in, and you were, you're the professor out there doing your thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's go ahead.
You go ahead, man.
Well, I was giving the nod like Tom Landry, just Cowboys coach for 29 years, always had the fedora on, dressed well, very
named after him or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somewhere. But he was also the guy that Dallas that's the kind of guy Dallas could get behind. The fan base, the people. He attended, I think, Highland Park Church, one of the big churches there. He's very involved in the community. I think he flew fighter jets in World War II. He's a badass at some point, and
I've
that's
seen
the kind of. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's their Hank Hill, man. Because I actually saw. It was like his farewell speech when they had the parade for him after Jerry Jones relieved him of his duties and all that, and they had a big giant parade. And at the end of it, he gave a little speech. It wasn't very long, but he basically said at the end of it, this is probably I'll probably never have another press conference. I'll never, call another game. But if I see you on the street, I sure say hello to you. Mm-hmm. So he was just a regular dude, man.
And
somebody you could relate with.
To see.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of those anymore. There's not what you would call real ones out there, it seems.
On the subject of real ones, I have a Bud Light commercial, and Shane Gillis, he's had a few of them, and he's incorporated kind of his friends, the comedians that he's helped elevate into more and more of these commercials. And one of our picks for Mr. Portnoy from the Tropic Thunder, one of our recasts. So Stavros Halkias is now in Bud Light commercials, and that is that is not a call I would have thought that I would see him more as like a Miller High Life kind of guy, But
wow, that is that's something, I guess. Did Shane ever take off the Notre Dame jacket, or is it surgically attached to his skin now?
He's not wearing the Notre. I think I actually saw him in a Texas themed thing because it was a commercial for that I saw first where he did that. I don't know if he's holding true since he lives there, if you see what market you're in or what game's on or all that, but
diversify.
%.
Yeah, I hate commercials sometimes when they're dumb.
We'll have to, if you're up for it, maybe do some coverage of the Arkansas Ole Miss game a little bit tonight. I think that one might be coming on.
My family's eventually coming home, so.
Fair enough. This game's pretty good, though.
I mean, 30-38. You got 6:40 left in the fourth.
Georgia.
Here comes Tennessee to kick it back to them.
And you got to think Stockton, he knows he's got to start putting out this game if he's doing Heisman stuff, but he seems to not be distracted by that. But at the same token, I've commented the last 15, 20 minutes of playtime, he seems to be slipping more and more, overthrowing, just making these technical mistakes. I don't know if it's pressure or fatigue, as you were saying, but he's got to dial that in because that's what it's coming down to right now. I mean, both teams are really putting forth a solid effort. It's literally coming down to one individual not performing where they need to.
Well, we're about to see what he's got.
So it's interesting. As we were approaching halftime, it seemed like maybe Tennessee's quarterback was starting to slip up, but he's locked in and he's held through this whole second half.
Yeah, he's been nothing but solid.
Yeah. We'll see how this drive plays out there.
What was that? Oh, man. I don't know, man.
At this point, I'm thinking Tennessee might be able to pull this off because it truly looks like Stockton's losing it, man. He just missed that there. And
when Kirby's trying to just wave at you and tell you to calm down on the sidelines, you know you got a problem.
Yeah. And
you shouldn't have to be telling your quarterback that kind of shit, man.
you don't want that quicksand mentality where it spreads. You don't want other players to catch it like a disease. You don't want to get stuck where you are. You just need to calm, chill, get out of that funk, lock in, throw you a bullet, keep going.
He's throwing bullets. They're just 6 yards off from the receiver.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna lock in where we are. I think Stockton. I think he's got the potential, and I think this is. We already said this was a make or break game. This is what's going to show it, and hopefully, what we're about to see is the pressure get on and that diamond truly form out of the rough. Now, once again, they are 8 points behind, so there's still a lot to go. But can he put the team on his back and lead them, or at least put out a showing and maintain that, hey, we're in the era of there possibly might not be any more undefeated teams that go to the national, There's
a good chance of that nowadays, yeah.
So it's not, you can lose a game and you're not discounted out as long as you put out the showing. So no matter what, you cannot get defeated. You keep your head right where it needs to be and maintain this.
5:45 left. We just got a good dart out of them. Well caught.
Now, here's the real question. I feel like no matter what, obviously, you're putting points on the board this drive. Do you get to the mentality where we absolutely have to get a touchdown? Or do you get, hey, we can get a field goal, then we got to get the ball right back? Because, as you said, 5 minutes, that's a lot of play time.
Yeah, if you don't let Tennessee run the ball down your throat. I don't know. I think absolutely you have to score a touchdown here.
All right. So
just for the mentality of the
team. Assuming you score the touchdown, you're absolutely going for two then at that point, if you're keeping that mentality. Okay. Just making sure that we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, this is that kind of game, man. You got to leave
especially the way it's been slugging.
Oh, yeah, because there's nothing saying you're going to stop Tennessee. I mean, neither defense has really shut down anything tonight, so – there's been spurts here and there, but
speaking like I said, of slugging, we're getting momentum. Just don't break it up. I see Tennessee starting to,
That clock's a ticking, though. They got to score.
Well, they're on a good route at this point in time.
Just past midfield.
Vandy, South Carolina coming up. So they've adjusted the line on that game a bit too. Over under on that is now 48-5. 3.5 point favorite still.
South Carolina is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the line itself stayed, but the over under shifted on that one.
Right.
I think it'll probably shift another point and a half before game time anyway.
No, got a Tennessee player hurt.
Like I said, as long as you don't kill that momentum. Now, I remember last year we did have that big issue with a lot of these injuries.
Fakies. Yeah.
This could potentially be one of those things, but I don't know.
Didn't they pass the rule that you are charged penalty and monies if you are faking the injuries now?
Yeah, but that gives you a true opportunity to really display your acting. You gotta show off them chops, my boy. Let's see. So of the games that we have right now, Oregon had that win at Northwestern. It wasn't near as solid as a lot of people were saying it would be. They did not cover, but it's still a victory. I don't know.
I'm still so happy for Georgia Tech. I'm so happy for them.
We got this LSU game about to kick off. That's
That I mean, we talked about Billy Napier in Florida. I think maybe episode 2. It's
we've touched on Florida every week, really. I mean, really, they got just because of Lagway, if nothing else. But that's
right.
This is a game really displays.
You're fully gonna see who Florida is in this game. If they
Or
go
who
out
they're not.
here,
Who they are, or who
exactly
they are not.
right. If they go out here and get pantsed, then Billy Napier's gone. This is rebuild, and you're probably going to lose Lagway next year. And that's just. But if they go out here and give the number 3 team in the nation right now, and Nussmeier and all that, give them a game, and I'm not even saying they got to win it, but if they make it a game and they don't get embarrassed, we'll see. But I'm fully expecting LSU to go out here and to put up some points.
I mean, that's where I'm putting my stuff. I do think I would like to see Lagway put up a performance too, though, because I would like him to continue trying to put money into his own stock.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have eligibility. He can go where, what I'm saying? That's.
Oh, yeah. You always want to be building yourself. Well, you want to do a good job for your team, but you obviously want to put good stuff on tape always. So man, they're letting these boys play out here, huh? My goodness. We got a 4th down.
We got a touchdown pass coming in here to a London Humphreys. And I think Stockton, like I said, that pressure might be making him turn into that diamond, because that was a dialed-in throw. That football cannot be anywhere else for that play to happen the way it needed to there.
Let's see it. Same. Throw it right back to him. White. Oh, right down the chimney, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. And with that, you're picking up. I'm calling it. You're picking up the 2.
Landon Humphreys.
And
looks
not
like
to
a
spoil
Boy
it for
Scout.
you, they just picked up the 2.
You spoil.
Well, you got to think anybody watching this might be watching the fastest version coming out there, and
yeah.
Like I said, that touchdown pass, though. That was exactly where it needed to be. Like I said, he dialed in.
Right in the bucket, baby.
Now we got us a game, son. Now we have what is coming from the Vols.
Oh, yeah. Another dart. Got it.
Yeah, he's dialed. He's dialed. He's locked.
This is what you want. This is where the big boys play.
Absolutely. I need me a bowl of chili, maybe
a
hot dog. That's
glizzy.
Glurping glizzies. Go Dogs, glurp a glizz.
Oh, man. Yeah, they keep running that replay. What a catch. What a throw. What a sad Tennessee sideline. That coach just deflates.
Now, I want to make a big shout out here to the ATs, the athletic trainers. Most of those on both teams and in all college football teams that you see are student. I don't want to say student athletes or student workers, because they're kind of a combination of the two. They're training to be athletic trainers and work, in schools for sports teams, whatever, across the board. And they're putting a lot of time and energy into that. I also think that the universities go out of their way to only accept the shortest people into the athletic training program so that all of their players look double the size on camera.
Jeez, they got to have the little ones with the nimble fingers to do all the things,
To hold the water bottle above their head to the giants that they're hydrating.
Just pull out the hose and start spraying them.
So now we've got a quarterback who's been behind Nico. Now it's his time to shine. He's got 2 minutes and change. Probably safely melt it down to 2, get your head right, and then that is the drive. All you have to do is put us close enough where we can use our kicker, who I already said we have tremendous faith in, to put that ball right between the uprights and give us a volunteer victory. So gun to your head right now. Do you think the Vols pull this out on this drive, or do you think we roll in to overtime?
Gun to my head, I think Georgia stands up.
Think Georgia stands on business, holds the line, swats down anything. Okay.
We're going to hit that 2-minute timeout, though.
I might have to just have some controversy. I'll stand on the original thing. Georgia steps up. I'm going to call maybe even a pick from Georgia.
Another one. Woo!
Maybe even, because we got this young gun who knows he's stepping out. He feels this energy from the team, from these tens of thousands of fans, giving them their fucking aura right now. And maybe that's too much for him to dial in and put just where it needs to be.
Mm.
But then again, maybe he shows out. Maybe he shows out. I'm going to be excited either way, because this game has not failed.
No, not in any regard.
This has not failed to entertain me.
This has been a good one.
GB said you want the best of the best every time.
Are you not entertained?
Exactly. Tiger jumping on me, stabbing the other guy. I mean, come on now. There's enough tigers, as we said.
Too many tigers.
Let's do this here.
What you got, boss? Hey, I know that handsome feller. No, the other one. The other one.
I'll just keep swapping it back and forth, whichever way you're pointing. If I had the dexterity, that'd be really cool to do.
I know these cheeseburger commercials are making my belly grumble. They're doing their job. Just want some melted patties with some cheese and some pickles.
As I made a comment, it seems like the commercials are about 50% food that you're getting across college football,
Doesn't McConaughey have a little commercial where he's like, the NFL's rigged to make you hungry? Half the teams are named after birds. And
that was a silly one. I do like the football commercials where they kind of go over the top and they're just silly. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's obviously an ulterior motive. It is a commercial, but at the same time, they are, hey, we're making this fun. We're not trying to be too sleek. We're not trying to it's just, hey, we know what you want to see. So here, have a giggle.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Like the Dr. Pepper. We just talk about them. Yes.
But I'm glad that you answered that question the way that you did, because those are 100% what my sentiments were when it first came out. I was like, every time it came on, I just mute this. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go pee, I'm going to get a drink, whatever. And now it's like, oh, is this a new one? Not giving it any awards or anything, obviously, but it is entertaining.
They're not Super Bowl level commercials, but they'll suffice, I suppose.
The Super Bowl commercials have disappointed. I think we peaked on that. That'd be mid 2000s kind of peaking time there. Maybe all the way up until the mid teens, honestly. But it seems like they've kind of gone downhill the last 5 years or so.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, because there was a time when it was like you did not stop watching the Super Bowl from the time they started commentary until they handed out the freaking trophy, just because every part of that was funny. I mean, all the commercials, there's a reason it's like $1 million for 30 seconds or whatever, is because everybody's watching the commercials to see what you're getting. Where's the funny one? Oh, which one was your favorite commercial? You don't even have time to piss now. But like you said, the last 3, 4, 5 years, it's like Oh no, these commercials are, there's 2 or 3 good ones the whole night, and it's just upsetting, and you don't mind pissing. So I think they want to keep the asses in the seats. They better tighten that up.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a solid portion of people that watched the Super Bowl honestly were not even invested, not just in the teams playing, but in the NFL as a whole. They literally would participate in this cultural phenomenon because it was such a big thing socially. It's part of the culture.
Yep.
And they want to see the commercials. That was the draw for a lot of people. And it's a conversation topic the next day. They're all getting into it, saying, what did you think the funniest thing? Oh, I can't believe they got away with this one here, And then here we are. I've maintained one of the funniest ones that I saw was where they had the man who had the wiener dog ranch, and it's like 1,000 dachshunds running in a field and jumping over each other and all that. That was absolutely hilarious the first time you saw that because it catches you completely off guard. I think the one right before that was something like a car commercial,
Yeah, one, it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. They brought in Sir Patrick Stewart, and he was in an old football game, and it's just throw the child, and he tosses Hey Arnold like a football. That was a pretty good one. But there, and again, that was one of 2 or 3 that stood out and were funny, and the rest of them were absolute garbage. Or
like I said, the last 5 to 7 years, they've really gone downhill, and the last 2 years, especially, were almost like ones that made you uncomfortable. You know, like didn't bring any entertainment and didn't really even get a prize. You're just like, why this?
Obvious messaging. Obvious messaging. I'm getting this in front of as many people as I can right now. I'm going to plant this seed, and it's like you almost want to change the freaking channel during that.
Or you have couple commercials pushing this crypto exchange that is a huge fraud thing that's been funneling money to one side of the house that profits, hundreds of $millions to the presidential campaign. It's just
weird. Weird.
Like let's throw that crap away. Let's get Macho Man selling me some Tostitos dip or some Slim Jims, Let's give me any retired football player to toss the pig skin around, throw some Levi's on him, like that's what we want to see. Not that nonsense.
Oh man, this Tennessee game, we're 3rd and 4. Tennessee does have the ball, and we got 48 seconds left. They are just out of kicking range right now, so they have got to pick this one up.
Right now, I'm watching highlights of past Tennessee-Georgia games where it's come down to the wire.
And Tennessee gets that first down. Oh.
You said 34 seconds?
We're down to 42. Tennessee just picked up the first.
So we're at 34 right now. And I think I've seen Mr. Gilbert practice kicking a field goal about 500 times in the last 5 minutes right here. But like I said, that's a solid kicker right there. It's rare to say that because most people don't even pay attention to the kickers or know who's there. But when you have a guy who you're like, okay, he's consistent. I have not seen him make mistakes. He always seems to be pretty put together. That's good. We got some good fan shots right now. Stay tuned.
For a nod to the Cowboys, one thing they've gotten right for a long, long time are their kickers. Right now, we've got Brandon Aubrey. I believe he was a Notre Dame alum.
Aubrey's a solid dude. I'll give him that. I will say, I mean, I'm a Raiders fan, though. I've Janikowski,
Oh, yeah.
That's.
But like I said, that's not that's been a thing Cowboys have almost always hit on. Before we had Brandon Aubrey, it was Dan Bailey set all those records. We've had pretty damn good kickers almost always. So
it is an integral part of any team, and you know what? It's an integral part, even down to like fantasy football teams. The people who really are neglected, because I'll just pick up any kicker and stuff. But you'll have a few people who are like, oh, I know this guy is worth getting right now. I don't need to get a receiver. I'm going to grab this guy before anybody else does. And that, at the end of the season, those extra points you got from having the kicker who's a tier above, that's what separates you from your bro. and then you make him shave his head or whatever. Notice how long this hair is.
All right, let's see what Tennessee's got.
We are down to the wire, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, I'm standing by it. I think what the signs are showing right now is Tennessee pulling this out, but the line says Georgia. Georgia's hungry. Georgia's defense is prolific. And if there's any time where you got to stand up and hold somebody, it would be in the fourth quarter with less than a minute left.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 1.
Man, I'm getting anxiety from all the shots to the fan. Like every 2
Right,
seconds,
right.
you're going to someone having a nervous breakdown, chewing their fingernails.
No, they got the first.
They got to keep getting yards.
Mm.
Momentum. But, I mean, they're already in field goal range.
Well in range,
But,
yeah.
look, Georgia has – I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who will rush in from the left side is so fast off the ball. If he gets up and times it right, he will absolutely block the field goal. That is some crystal ball shit if that plays out.
Oh, man, these Tennessee players are over here praying, fingers crossed, arms
The
crossed.
camera, it's just back and forth, anxiety through the roof. They're playing the song Anxiety right now, I'm pretty sure. Anxiety. This guy, he's looking solid. Let's see. What?
These fans are cracking me up.
If I'm telling you that whoever is in charge of the cameras right now, swapping, camera 8 to camera 12 now.
Killing
switching
it.
3, 2.
Mhm.
All right. Camera 14, pull up, There.
That guy's Charlie Kirk with the wall going.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've always wondered about that on situations like that. I got to imagine it's some, World War II Nazi stuff. They have somebody they're literally like forcing amphetamines into to just be like. But realistically, folks, it's a team of people coordinated. There's multiple levels. You have this guy supervising these 4, this guy supervising these group of supervisors. It's all that. But
all right.
It's more fun to imagine a single guy cracked out. We're down to the absolute moment, folks.
Got 7 seconds on the clock here.
Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I got 7 seconds right here. Got fans.
A 3rd down.
We got a certain Tennessee kicker. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen more sweat in a stadium. There is nobody in there dry. Everybody is.
Oh, yeah. Sweaty palms, baby. Sweaty palms.
Sweaty, smeared eye paint.
Swamp ass. It's just
everybody's touching their face, rubbing their face, crossing arms, rocking, chewing finger. I mean, it's what you want to see.
Ball on the Oga 20.
They're going to put the nail clippers out of business this season. Jeez.
Excuse me.
Procter & Gamble, sorry. Oh, I got Kirby out there.
Ooh-wee.
Folks, I think after the emotion of this game, we're going to have to take a break. Might tune back in for Arkansas game or something like that, but we're here.
I'm riding the roller coaster right now, baby. It's been something.
This is a game, though, folks. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. This is the best game of the year so far, without doubt. I'm glad we were live to watch the back end of it,
I'm hoping that it just continues. I mean, we've got really 4 solid candidates that are kicking off right now or just started that are all as equally viable as potential things here.
All right, they're going to run another play. I would
You
just
got to
kick the
get me
damn
into
ball.
the last seconds here, right?
Oh, wait. Folks, we're joined by GB once again.
GB's back.
Keep it PG if you can. We got
PG for
minutes.
GB. We're mostly PG on this channel.
It's getting tense.
Georgia burned all their timeouts. Ooh.
I don't know if you've been listening or not here, but
38.
this kicker, a lot's riding on him. He's been pretty solid. We will see if the pressure cracked. But watch
But he's
this
in
left
such good
side.
range, though.
Watch the left side here. That's going to be the breaking point if anybody gets in there. And
But they just got hit for a false start, though.
I'm telling you, I think he breaks. It's going to be the Tennessee left side that breaks.
Well, they're going to do it
I'm
from
not
5
going to
more
ruin
yards
it for
back.
you. I am not going to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Watch that Tennessee left side.
Here we go.
Oh, he doesn't have it. Oh.
I called that weak left 5 minutes ago. You saw that's where that pressure came from. Made him shank that.
Look at the stunned audience faces.
Oh, no.
And the
Poor
crowd goes
Tennessee. Womp, womp, womp.
Mm-mm-mm.
What a game, though, folks. We are rolling into OT. OT, baby. Tennessee, you could not.
Right after the penalty, too. You
Look,
scoot up an extra 5 yards. Maybe he gets it.
but understand what an integral part that stadium has played in this game. And if the fans are silent right now, if you're letting your team know that you are not yelling rapidly behind them, they have nothing to fight for. Tennessee fans, you want a game, you got to rally that.
It just showed the quarterback with his arms up.
I know. All right, overtime, fellas. I'll see you back on here in a minute.
For the last seconds of overtime.
Right.
End of regulation. I feel like I need like a stadium buddy on my leg so I don't have to get up.
You Trailer Park Boys fan?
I've never seen an episode of that show.
So overseas, caught up on every episode there. That was a trending thing, we'll say, in the community. And one of the trashy Trailer Park bros, he's got this father who, of course, sets the standard. He's a truck driver, and he shows back up there. He's milking disability, pretending to be handicapped in a fake wheelchair, all that stuff, and all the way. But he only urinates in milk jugs. He refuses to do anything else. So they go to where he's living, and there's just like hundreds of jugs everywhere. And they're like, hey, like fish jugs, you know. Like it's a normal, because that's what he did on the road. And he spent so many years on the road in his life, he was just brainwashed that I pee in a jug all the time and then throw it out the window. So he'd throw him out the window of his trailer and all that.
No.
It's awful, dude.
That is just the worst.
I will say that is it's definitely a cringy show, but it is some of those lower indulgences that you have there. It's one of those dumb shows made for smart people type thing, you know, where you appreciate it if you get where they're going with a lot of the stuff.
Right.
It's quite fun.
Oh,
what
goodness.
A game. Overtime.
What a game.
And Tennessee, Georgia, I mean, I want to pull some stats before I completely start talking out of my butt here. But those games, my entire life, I always remember them being close games, if nothing else. But there have been some bangers coming down to this. I don't remember too many overtime games, though, out of all of them. It always seems like it ends by like a field goal, though, or not.
Well, Vegas says this one's going to end by a field goal, so
yeah. Now the line should be opened up for this. Now that there is OT, I want to see what we have here. Hold off of that. All right, absolute up-to-date line is now Tennessee. First time I've seen them be the favorites.
Huh.
2.5-point favorites to win this game, Tennessee. If you're getting in right now, folks.
Ooh wee.
What's your take on the classic coin flip that we have here? Because it's a pretty benign conversation, but there's been enough people that have mentioned it up organically where I'm wondering if it's a thing where people are genuinely upset that there is a coin toss. I've heard several different people say that there should just be a blanket, home, away. You start, you do not start. You kick off, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like chess, no matter how you play, who you are, what color you are, one color is going first every time. Keeps the rules the exact same.
I kind of like the coin toss. It's a tradition,
It seems more fair to me, but gadzooks.
And you get to send out your captains, the people that are supposed to be the leaders on your team, go stare down the other guys like, what's up, bitch?
I will say, as a coach for, we'll say, rec league stuff, I really enjoy seeing captains go out there, especially when I choose, because I always send multiple people out there. I think that builds more confidence for if somebody is not necessarily comfortable going out there, but I like them going out as a group. And when you have the player who's not been out there before and then just suddenly comes back with the swag, like we won the toss, they truly get a sense of pride. And then that starts momentum right there.
Use
from
that
having
energy,
done
baby.
absolutely nothing with the real sport, but they're already in the same zone.
Mm-hmm.
By the same token, I've had we lost the toss, and I was like, it doesn't matter. We're good,
Right.
You got to manage that and keep them from going down negative lane quickly.
All right, OT.
And we got it looking to be starting up here. Tennessee going to stay locked in. They're going to have to get their sea legs. What are we doing here? As long as you don't throw a pick right off the rip, that's the most dangerous thing you could do. So we're going to throw the ball. Okay. So where do you think Gilbert's head's at right now? He just shanked that.
Oh, no, he's been messed up ever since he raised his arms and had to put him back down. I don't think he's got it. I think he's in his own head right now. Let's see.
He's got to shake out of it.
Oh! That was almost bad.
Yeah, like I said, you got to not throw a pick. You got to not make the risky plays. You've got to trust your line to keep pounding it out. You've got to not give up on your kicker. This should be an easy kick. Put him back in, get him some yards. Just keep scooting down on the ground. But instead, I see yet another pass play. Okay.
We're at third down pretty quick. Ooh-wee.
Like I said, it's a risky play. About 15 seconds ahead of you now, it looks like. But all right. Kick is good. Kick is good. Like I said, you got to trust him. He's solid. Even solid people are going to make a mistake every now and then.
Yeah,
you got to trust him. They shifted the opening kickoff of the Florida LSU game to 11 minutes from now.
Damn sure did. You are sneaky. So, what do you think? Does Georgia come out here and handle business?
I think right now, if I'm the coach, I'm putting my full, unadulterated faith, because this determines the game, right? This determines I'm going to put my faith in the line to push the bodies where they need to be. Let me not make the risky plays. Let me be comfortable. Hold on. Let me be comfortable on the ground and get that momentum going forward and trust my kicker to match it or trust my boys to take it. And they're running the ball.
I think I'm going to adjust where I'm sitting, and I'm going to go sit in my recliner and watch the last bit of this.
Go for it. I'll keep talking.
That's a lot of time, too.
So we had a tremendous run right there. We almost put that into the end zone, folks. It looks like, as I have maintained this entire time, no matter how the swings have gone, Georgia holds true. I said I'm doing the line. We're holding to it. We maintain our picks that we make. And you know what? As of this week, we are perfect. We have not lost anything this week yet. So I need Georgia to maintain here to keep my perfect record for this week. I would love to have a perfect week.
I'm finally on live time now, so I don't have to deal with the delay.
Should have just rigged up a series of mirrors. Been Da Vinci. Folks, just for the record, this is our first day streaming Sports Ball Talk. This was a test run.
Mm-hmm.
We will have everything more professional and more ironed out next week. So tune in. We're going to try to give you live coverage of all the major games. We're going to have all of the Dude Bros Sports Ball Talk participants swapping in and out. So you get a couple different personalities, keep everybody fresh. And we'll stay with you here for the end of this game, no matter what.
Absolutely.
I will probably be covering another one after that. We'll start a separate stream. So for people indexing, looking back, they can go to the appropriate game and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we talk about Penn State earlier?
A bit.
Yeah, they showed out against Villanova, which, I mean, it's Villanova, but I mean,
Right.
You're still putting up, Oregon point numbers out there,
Mm-hmm.
getting a Nike sponsorship and whatnot.
All right, we got a 1st and goal. Georgia.
Keep fighting, boy.
Oh, he's churning. He's churning. He wants it. Georgia wants it, baby. They're fighting. We got a 2nd and goal on what looks like to be the 2.5-yard line. Talk to him, Kirby. Talk to him.
The fans, I have not seen the Tennessee. They have not been there. I think they can honestly blame what's about to happen.
They sucked the
on
air
them.
out of that stadium.
And it looked like they might have crossed the plane there.
Oh,
but I don't think they're going to give it to him.
That was a touchdown.
I don't think
Oh,
they're
that
going
was
to
a
give it to him, but I
touchdown.
think he absolutely did cross the plane there.
That ball was passed. Yeah. That line was moving people, man.
He was at least right up to it. They're
Oh,
gonna spot him
yeah.
at least a yard back from where it needs to be.
Oh, that's just silly.
Excuse me.
His hands were across the white paint.
Mhm.
Come on. Give him the touchdown. He's still not down. Still not down. Still not down. Still not down. Give that boy the touchdown.
They've
What
gotta
are
be
y'all
reviewing
doing?
that.
My goodness. That's the game right there. That's it. No more play. We're done. He's in. Oh, man. They got to give him that.
I don't think they'll give it to him, but I think they'll at least spot it, at least half the distance it's at now.
That is insane. He's way past. Look at the ball. It's a yard in the end zone. My goodness. They got to give him that touchdown.
I like these.
He's like, I had it. I had
I
it.
see right there. You see that too? Thousands of people see.
Yes. Y'all better call that a touchdown.
I think they're going to say that it's not true. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to be too loud in the mic there. I think they're going to say that is truly not definitive. Oh, but we will see. We will see.
Call
They
overturned.
gave it to him. They gave it to him.
And Georgia wins the ball game, baby. Let's go.
Georgia wins the ball game by 3 points. Cover the 2.5 point line.
That looks like that's going to be it for Brian. What a game. What a game.
What a game, folks.
What a game.
This
It's been a
puts us out
pleasure.
there. Yes, sir.
Well, Sports Ball Talk, we love
Hold
you.
on.
We'll see you next time.
I'm going to bring GB in here, talk to him. You can get off if you need to. How we doing there, GB?
Well, I was waiting for the confirmation. I guess maybe y'all had it a second ahead of time, but yep. Georgia pulls it out. Go
Ninth
Dogs.
straight win against Tennessee.
Not
You know
too
Kirby.
shabby.
Definitive win.
Yeah. Kirby is riding high right now. He probably had about 3 strokes that game. But he is
Especially when that kick went up and they missed.
yeah.
All right, Sports Ball Talk. Brian's out. Love you guys.
Hey, Brian.
It was good stuff.
All right, dude. Well, what's the forecast? What are we looking like next? We got Florida LSU. Is that one already started?
That will kick off in 4 minutes. Now, Gunner Stockton, you weren't here for this, I believe. He's got his traditional headband masking his receding hairline going on there, showing off that proud big G, go Dogs. This is, I don't know if it's the game we necessarily wanted to see to really set him apart in a Heisman race per se, but I think that this was a good game to really put out there what Georgia is bringing to the table this year. And it has not updated yet. I was trying to see if it had the playoff odds or whatnot. So prior to this game, Georgia was sitting at a 69.3% chance of making the playoffs. And if they are not, they're definitely in the 70s by now. I would say they are probably sitting close to, I'm going to call it 84, 84.5, somewhere right around there if I were to do my figuring.
True, but they've got some huge games the next several weeks. So I'd be very interested
true.
to see how it goes. Don't we have a Georgia-Oklahoma matchup coming up some point too?
Man, we've got so much stuff going on today. I went over the ones, obviously this game coming up right here on the same channel where you're going to see what LSU is putting out, see if Florida has anything to offer. That's probably going to be a game. Now, I don't know if that is going to be the game per se, but it is certainly going to be a game that will be churched up there. Now, I want to step back. I didn't get a chance to bring this up with Brian, but I wanted to talk about some of the teams that are not going to be featured necessarily, like Oklahoma. They played the Owls, Temple,
Yeah, they had a
42-3.
maybe it was like 42-3 or something like that.
Yeah, I know that's your boy, so that's why I wanted to refresh on that before it kind of
He's
shipped
still my
off.
front runner for Heisman. Like I said, next week is going to be the big SEC test against our Auburn Tigers. See how that pans out. Not if Auburn plays the way that they played today, I do not see that going very well. I'll cover more of that in our predictions on Monday.
Yeah, it's I was kind of interested to see what you did think about Auburn's performance today. You being the Auburn fan, probably going to pay more attention to it than your average Bear.
Yeah, definitely a forecast of what I would say is I was not impressed. So.
Well, I think that's probably a general consensus from most viewers. Granted, I haven't checked the temperature of everyone out there, but everyone that I have, that has been the temperature. Absolutely. The Pittsburgh, West Virginia game still going on. 24-31. West Virginia is up.
Still, okay. Well, I mean, that's a lot more points than we saw. I mean, they put up a lot. What was it, third quarter?
Right.
Pitt was only 3 points.
They're in overtime right now. And West Virginia just scored. Pittsburgh has the ball. They did not. It's now 4th and 22. Looks like this might be a West Virginia upset coming out right there. Wild.
Was Pitt favored?
Pitt was. They were the favor by 4.5 points as we approached. It got closer and closer. Let me confirm on that. At kickoff, the line was averaging, it looks like, right around 7-point favorites for Pitt. When it first opened up, they were only 4.5 points. So it went 4.5, opened up to 7. And then right at this moment, Pitt, as they went into overtime, was 1.5-point favorites. So anybody made a last-minute bet, did not pan out there for sure.
One game that we didn't get to talk about, though.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody decided to touch the screen, and I thought I'd lost you there. The game we didn't talk about was Notre Dame, Texas A&M, unless you and Brian had covered it earlier. That game just started.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 games starting at the same time or within 15, 20 minutes of each other. And that was one of the big ones. He's very interested in the Arkansas game. We're a little bit into that one. I would say 10 minutes or so into that. And I believe, let me double check, refresh the score. Yeah, we got Ole Miss and Arkansas both at a touchdown right now. I'm going to pull that up in the secondary window and have that one rolling for me to watch here too. But I've got LSU Florida game on my main screen there. And I will say both of these teams, they may not have what college football as a whole are saying the best lines, but these are some big-looking dudes that they have out there pushing bodies around. When it comes down to it, they have some of the heaviest dudes out there. And I think that some of these younger players are definitely going to develop into something nasty over time. But, I mean, that was a swat, son.
You're watching Arkansas Ole Miss.
I'm watching, like I said, I'm watching that, and I'm watching the LSU Florida at the same time right here. We had a man from the Florida secondary. I don't know his name. He just had a nice knockdown. He completely disrupted that play. The timing of this Florida defense really seems to be on point. They are disrupting all these receivers. They're not letting – because Nussmeier, he's putting the ball where it needs to be, but he's not – these receivers, they're not having a chance to fully get their hands around it before they are getting smacked by these Gators. Now, will this momentum hold up? We will see.
I guess it'll have to remain to be seen. I'm going to have to leave it with you, though, sir. But I wanted to check in and give a shout-out to the Dawgs for their finish.
Well, we were just kind of wrapping up that game. I think the plan was potentially to catch back up at halftime of the LSU game and touch in with where we are there on that. But close this out just so we have separate streams so you can see game-by-game kind of a thing going on there. But I do appreciate you popping in and out.
Yeah, sorry it's an in and out, but you know how it is.
Hey, that's the name of the game, my dude.
Right, dude.
All right.
We'll see you back.
See you. Those watching, see you too. Thank you.